Formula One is about to return after a 4-week summer break, and the upcoming Dutch Grand Prix promises to be an exciting race. However, the weather could pose a challenge. With the forecast of relatively cool temperatures and the threat of rain during Friday's practice sessions and Saturday's qualifying, the teams could face chaos when planning for Sunday's race. The tension increases as the wind is also expected to get stronger on Saturday, making the bank turns of the Zandvoort circuit particularly challenging. So, what are your bets? Max Verstappen, who is seeking his 9th consecutive F1 victory, will be aiming for another home win, but there is some intrigue around the performance of the other competitors. McLaren has been the second-best team in terms of points scored in the last 4 races. Will the Dutch Grand Prix be another test for the upgraded McLaren MCL60? Stay tuned, the race promises a lot of excitement. Alright, folks. This is Enzo Watts, coming to you straight from London, along with my partner, the ever-watchful William, joining us from Birmingham. Welcome everyone to our podcast, the F1 Motor Fever podcast, broadcast daily at noon and 4 o'clock. And if you're listening to us now, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, leave your comment and share with your friends and family. This helps us a lot to continue bringing you the best information.
Absolutely, Enzo. Every interaction is very important to us, so don't forget to participate.
And look, you have no idea what we're going to reveal today. Formula One has never been so exciting. I think this news is relevant to all of us, speed enthusiasts, because it shows how every detail can influence the final performance of the teams and bring unexpected surprises. So, stay tuned because we have a lot to talk about. So, foot down. Hold on. Here we go. Felipe, Vicente, can you call the jingle? So, returning to our conversation, after the traditional 4-week summer break, Formula One is back this weekend and it seems that the weather will be an interesting factor in the race. The forecast is for relatively cool temperatures for this time of year. On Friday, which is expected to be the warmest day, the ambient temperature should hover around 20 degrees Celsius.
That's right, Enzo. And it's not just the temperature that could shake things up. There's a 70% chance of rain during Friday's practice sessions and qualifying on Saturday, which could cause real chaos for the teams when planning Sunday's race.
Exactly, William. And on top of that, the wind is expected to pick up on Saturday, making the bank turns particularly difficult to navigate. Therefore, the possibility of driver errors could be high during the qualifying session. The top teams may opt to start early in the fight for pole position to ensure they are not affected by yellow flags caused by other cars that may spin.
And on Sunday, Enzo, the forecast is the best, with the chance of rain dropping to 40%. But it will be the coldest day, which will affect the team's data on tyre wear collected on Friday.
That's right. Now, while Max Verstappen is seeking his 9th consecutive F1 victory and another home win, there is a lot of curiosity to see how the rest of the main competitors will fare. McLaren has been the second-best team in terms of points in the last 4 races and Zandvoort will be another test for the upgraded McLaren MCL60. Meanwhile, Aston Martin has been losing pace in recent events. Ferrari, on the other hand, hopes that their previous good form on the circuit will put them ahead of Mercedes in qualifying.
And about the Dutch Grand Prix, Enzo. It returned to the F1 calendar in 2020, but was postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Max Verstappen won both races on the much-revamped Zandvoort circuit, which hosted Formula One events until 1985.
That's right, William. And you know that the circuit promoters signed a 5-year contract with Formula One, which runs until the end of the 2024 season. However, unlike other venues with only 1 year remaining on their contracts, Zandvoort has not yet announced a contract extension with F1. But, while we wait for more information, let's keep the pedal to the metal and keep accelerating. Indeed, William, this whole situation reminds me of when we were in Belgium for this year's Grand Prix. They adopted several ideas that were introduced by Zandvoort, resulting in a really exciting weekend full of entertainment for the fans.
True, Enzo, and speaking of which, an interesting coincidence happened to me. I was at the British Grand Prix in Silverstone, which had a threat of cancellation for almost a decade during Bernie Ecclestone's management, simply because it is one of the 2 annual F1 events that does not have state-backed funding or tax exemption scheme.
Wow, William Turner, and how was it there?
It was amazing, Enzo. the circuit expanded its presence from about 100,000 per day to nearly 450,000 over the 3-day weekend. They are planning to sell 500,000 tickets for 2024.
Wow. And Zandvoort, being one of the shortest circuits on the calendar, has a limit on how many people can attend the race weekend, so it can't follow the same model as Silverstone. But Zandvoort's salvation is that the teams have always insisted in their Concord agreement with the FIA and F1 that a third of the races each year must be held in their homeland, Europe.
Yeah, Enzo, it looks like the future of F1 is full of exciting new developments and possibilities, so we better brace ourselves for what's to come.
Well, William, Formula One CEO Stefano Domenicali has been praising the work of the Dutch Grand Prix organizers a lot. They invested in the circuit long before Max Verstappen became world champion or even had certainty of winning a home event.
That shows their commitment to the quality of the event, doesn't it, Enzo?
Yes, William. And they didn't act passively, waiting to see what would happen. The attention to detail they proposed is really impressive.
And regarding the contract renewal for Zandvoort, Enzo? There are some complications there, aren't there?
Yes, William, you're right. One of the causes for the delay in the contract renewal is the much-anticipated South African Grand Prix. But with South Africa failing to announce in time, Europe ended up hosting 9 events instead of the initially guaranteed 8.
And with China's return next season, the list will be full with 24 races, won't it?
That's right, William. Miami had its inaugural event in 2022, Las Vegas comes online this season, but Formula One has not yet indicated whether there will be another new venue on the calendar for 2025.
And the future of Zandvoort, Enzo, what?
Like in Belgium, Zandvoort may end up on a year-to-year contract extension while F1 examines future races outside of Europe. But its long-term future may be in a biannual rotation with the next Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps.
All this makes Formula One even more exciting, doesn't it, Enzo?
Without a shadow of a doubt, William. Let's wait for the next races. William, could you tell us what they're commenting on the internet about the Grand Prix?
Sure, Enzo. On our discussion community forum, user EcoMystic commented, Lewis and George arrive at the paddock.
Interesting. And how did the other users react to that post?
Well, it seems that the topic is the look of the two drivers. User individual ad190 joked, the person who told George to stay away from hair gel and haircuts needs a raise.
Haha, that was a good one. And what else are they saying?
Demiaka commented, he looks great and so young. I know he is young, but now he looks it. And Negotiation External One added, the real hero of the winter break has been the grid giving a rest to hair gel. Mick looked like a completely different person, Charles is obviously handsome, Esteban looked amazing without his Lego hair, and now George. Like, okay George, he's looking a bit good too.
It seems that George is making a hit, isn't it? And what else?
Snitsy speculated, it was probably Lewis who influenced this, wasn't it? Totally his style.
Wow, it seems that George's change in look really impressed the fans.
And it doesn't stop there, user Sinister_Grape said, not that he was ugly before, but now he's in shape. And Jiggerman 2024 added, George looks like a rich family boy. And Lewis looks like he belongs in the Rough Riders anthem video by DMX.
Haha, the internet never forgives. Thanks for the updates, William, it's always interesting to hear what the fans are commenting. And we've come to the end of another episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. I thank all of you who joined us and I hope you enjoyed our discussion about Formula One. Thank you very much for your audience and interaction. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, leave your comments and share our content with your friends and family. This helps us a lot and allows us to continue bringing quality content to you.
That's right, Enzo. And don't forget, we're here every day at noon and 4 o'clock with new episodes. So, if you like speed, adrenaline and lots of trivia about the world of Formula One, you know where to find us. Oh, and get ready, because we have lots of surprises coming up.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our amazing technical team, who work hard to make all this happen. A special thanks to Felipe and Vicente. We're looking forward to the next episode and hope to have all of you with us.
And that's it. As we always say, pedal to the metal and eyes on the track. Our channel always wins. See you in the next episode.
That's it. Thanks everyone and see you next time. Now, call the jingle there, William.